Hello and welcome back to Breastfeeding Beginnings at the Milk Bar. My name is Lori Franklin and I am a registered nurse and international board certified lactation consultant. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this video and to learn more about breastfeeding. The sooner you get help, the better, and I'm here to help you with that. These videos are educational for educational purposes, and they last for about 5 or 10 minutes. But if you're having problems, watch the video, but also contact a lactation consultant in your area so that you can get help as soon as possible. The earlier you get help, the better the chance of you having a great experience and meeting your breastfeeding goals. So to talk about the beginning, you want to make sure that you actually get a good start, and it starts before the baby is born actually. Okay, so when you're about halfway through your pregnancy, your breast will start to fill and you start to produce colostrum, which is the first milk that you have, and that's all the baby needs at the beginning. Once the baby is born and the placenta is released, it sends a message to your brain to start releasing this colostrum. Now, it's a small amount. The babies don't need much. A lot of mothers tell me they don't have any milk, and I tell them, yes, you do. It's colostrum. It's different. It's like sweetened condensed milk. Just think about it that way, because your baby's stomach is very small. It's the first couple of days, it's like the size of a grape. So imagine a grape, and then around 5 days, it gets to be about the size of a cherry tomato or walnut type shape, and then about 10 days old, it's about the size of a small egg. So they don't need much, and your breasts make what they need. Okay, breasts existed way before formula did, so just keep that in mind when you want to think about putting a bottle in so quickly on the baby when it's not medically indicated. Okay, so the colostrum comes out in different, sometimes it can be a different color. So I just want to warn you about that too. So it can be yellow in color, which we call it liquid gold, which is the normal color we normally see. And then it's clear sometimes. That's the white blood cells to help protect the baby. And sometimes it can be a little bit bloody or brown like old blood. Sometimes when the breasts are filling up, it can burst a little blood vessel, and it can make blood come out of the breast. It's not harmful. It's not going to hurt you. You'll just notice it. So don't be alarmed when you see that. If you can learn how to get this baby latched properly, that is number one. We got to get the position correct, and then we're going to work on what this colostrum more is going to do. So when you get your baby, people tend to do the traditional cradle hold with the breast here, but I don't tend to do that with mothers because it's harder to get the baby's neck to be controlled because they move a lot. They don't know what to do. And then the chin ends up being on the chest, and they can't open their mouths. So what I'm going to show you is cross cradle hold. Okay, so cross cradle is where you put the baby in front of you, facing you, where he's laying on his side, belly to belly, and you want to hold him straight up the back of the body, where your fingers, your thumb, pointer finger, all holding the ears, the shoulders. The palm is right between the shoulder blades on the spine. Okay, and then the hand you want to tuck under here. If you can get, this baby's hand is back here, but normally it will be up here in the face because they'll try to put their hands in their mouth at the same time they're breastfeeding. So if you get something called an A-frame nursing bra, when they click open, there's a strap that comes here. You can strap the baby's hand in that side as well. That'll help keep that hand out of the way while you're trying to latch. So you're going to tuck the hand under, and then you want to line the baby's nose up straight across from your nipple. Okay, so nipples here. All right, so you don't want to hold the breast this way. People, you just want to grab here, but that's not correct, because you got to treat your breast like a burger. So your boob is like a burger for the baby, so you got to squish it. So if he's laying on this way, mouth, you look at the mouth and say, if my boob were a burger, how would I squish it? It's actually this way. You're going to hold, and you're going to hold your fingers like an inch or two away from the nipple so that you're not blocking the baby from latching. So put the baby right where your nipple naturally lands, right at the nose. When you touch the baby's nose or right underneath, they'll throw their heads back. Wherever you touch a baby on the face is where they turn. You touch the cheek, they're going to turn this way. You touch the chin or the lips, they're going to go down. And we want the head back because we need space between the chin and the chest so the baby can really open their mouths wide. So when they do that, pull them on very tightly, okay? And you hold. Do not let go, because you don't want to let go of the breast, because then it'll expand it and the baby won't be able to hold on tightly. And we want them to have a really good deep latch that allows that nipple to go far back into the mouth, and it won't cause you pain. Okay, so when you're looking, good way of making sure the baby is positioned correctly is that you want to look for body position. and that is the baby's on his side facing you, belly to belly. If you look down, you'll see that the ear, the shoulder, and the hip are in a nice straight line. Your palm is on the baby's shoulders, fingers around the ears, your arm is straight down the body. The chin, and I'm going to turn the baby so you can see, okay? So the chin is pressed into the breast, and the head is actually going to be tilted back some, so it looks like this, and that allows for the baby to open the mouth wide. Now your baby gonna have a double chin like me soon, and if his head's down, you won't be able to open his mouth. So you got to make sure that the baby's head is tilted back, okay? And this also allows for the baby to breathe better, because then your nose, the baby's nose, is not smashed into the breast. Even if it touches a little bit, it's fine. They can breathe, okay? So you can do that. So that is the positioning of holding the breast and the baby. Once the baby is on good, then you can cradle, and then it works perfectly fine, okay? And you can massage the breast and squeeze, feel areas that are lumpy. So with the colostrum thing, first days, you know, like I said, it comes out little by little. Babies suck differently with colostrum than they do with breast milk. Okay, with colostrum, it's thicker, it's stickier. It helps them, it teaches them how to suck properly. It teaches them how to suck, breathe, and swallow. Colostrum works to help with their immune system. It helps with clearing out the meconium. It works like a laxative. It helps them with tongue movement and speech later in life. And it also makes them have to work a little bit harder, because it's like sucking honey through a coffee straw. So when your milk comes in, it's much thinner and runnier. They've exercised these jaws. So that's why it's important those first few days that you definitely don't put pacifiers if you can in the baby's mouth. Just stick with the breastfeeding, okay? So they suck slower and then they rest. Eyes shut does not mean that the baby is sleeping. Just know that, okay? Because they don't keep their eyes open a lot. So they take some deep sucks and then they rest. And your job is, when they slow up, okay, grab my baby again. When they slow up, you're going to smash this, tilt the baby into you more, like push pressure right in the shoulder, like squeeze them in, and then squeeze your breast. Give a good squeeze, because that'll help some of the colostrum come out, okay? And then when the baby starts waking up more, which usually happens at the second night of life, and that's what's called baby second night. They wake up a lot. They realize that they're not in the womb anymore and they just want to feed. This is when they do lots of cluster feeding. Might feed for half an hour. You lay them down. 10 minutes later, they're back up again. Your job is to feed them, because again, remember, exercise, they got to be ready. If you had to run a 5K in 3 weeks, how much jogging would you do to be ready for that? This is the same concept. So feed the baby, feed the baby. Now, to help them calm down a little bit more, oh, and babies are up more at night than they are during the day. And that's because your hormone prolactin, which helps you make breast milk, is more elevated at nighttime. Babies get about 1/3 of their milk volume at night. They're not confused. They don't have days and nights mixed up. Just go ahead and feed. Your best sleep really will be between around 8 a.m. until about noon time. So they're up all night. They party all night like a college kid. They go to Denny's at 6, eat real good, and then they sleep until noon. That's when you're going to get your sleep, so do that too. So if you learn how to hand express milk, you will help give them a little bit of an extra snack to keep them a little bit calmer. Plus, hand expression will help you to get the milk out better and make your supply come in faster. So hand expression, massage around the breast, and then hold your fingers about 1 inch away from the nipple. You push back towards yourself and squeeze. Don't stretch the skin, just push straight back and squeeze. And once you do that, you can take off whatever you get, and you give that little extra into the baby's mouth. Put it into the mouth, put it into the mouth. And do that, get in the habit early on, because it's real important that if you learn this early, before your milk comes in, which is about at 3 to 5 days of life, and they get really full, it'll help you soften the areola, because it's going to get full. Sometimes it gets swollen. And hand expression will help that so that the baby can get on. So when the colostrum is in, offer both breasts at each feed. Once the milk comes in, make sure that baby is trying to take out as much milk from one breast at a feed before you offer the other side, because you overproduce the first week. Breast milk is thinner at the beginning of the feeding, and the more the baby takes out for that feeding session, it gets more and more fat in it. So if you feed a little here and a little there, you're giving thin. When you go to a sit-down restaurant, they give you some lemonade first. They give you your salad, your steak and potato, and high fudge sundae, okay? Make sure the baby gets on there. When he comes off, looks drunk, burp him anyway, and offer the breast again. Don't put him on the other side, because if you do that and it's still milk in the first one, you're going to give him another lemonade and salad. They eat more often with lemonade and salad. Put him back on for the dessert. Plus, that will help your supply come in better. So that's it for today. Thank you. Please hit like, share, and subscribe, and come back and see me sometime, okay? The next video will come out. Try to put one out about every 2 weeks, so be on the lookout. Thanks for taking the time. Have a great day, and God bless.